Real estate wholesalers, I have a question for you. What is the single best way to consistently get 2 to 3 deals per month? Now, if you're not 1,000% certain of what that answer is, then you're going to want to watch this video all the way through, because in this video, I'm going to detail for you the exact system that helps some of our clients like Nelly, who closed over 6 figures in less than 6 months, Dan, who closed over $125,000 in 3 months, or UL, who got 2 deals for over 20K within just 7 days of implementing our system. Not to mention, it's the same system that has allowed me to do hundreds of deals nationwide, and it's called the pre-flip method. And figuring this out, well, it didn't come easy, by the way. I've spent well over 5 years and over 7 figures in marketing, masterminds, courses, and consulted with some of the top investors in the real estate industry, people like Brad Chandler, Lori Graymont, William Tingle, and more. And through all my experience, I've never really heard anything about this until I kind of stumbled upon it, and it's been really powerful. So with all that being said, how does it work? Well, you probably already heard that wholesaling is by far the best way to get started in real estate. You've probably heard all the famous gurus out there telling you that you can get started with no cash, no credit, no credentials. And if you're looking to get into fix and flip or buying rental properties, then wholesaling is by far the best, because now you know how to find the best deals for yourself. And more importantly, you will have the experience to know what a good deal is. Now, yes, all that is true, but I'm actually not recommending that you wholesale, at least not the way that everyone teaches it. What I am recommending you do is wholesale, but using what I call the pre-flip method. And why is because compared to the old traditional methods of wholesaling like cold calling, text blasting, direct mail, pay-per-click, door knocking, driving for dollars, direct to seller, direct to agent, cash, or creative finance, and the big one is just making as many lowball offers as you possibly can, hoping and praying someone will say yes when you still have no idea if you can actually sell the deal and keep the promises you've made. With the pre-flip method, there's no more guessing. You can now have the confidence to take action and make decisions based off facts, because you're not just guessing anymore. You have absolute certainty and confidence because you already have the deal sold before you even make the offer. There's also low competition. By already having the deal sold up front, you can present offers that are simply unbeatable, eliminating the competition. You're working with significantly better leads because you're leveraging the best forms of marketing at a cost that's probably lower than what you're already spending right now trying to do all the heavy lifting yourself. It requires zero cold calling. All the heavy lifting is automated and done for you. There's no complicated tech required. This can all be done with just your cell phone and a laptop, and you can control. So when done properly, this system becomes a foundation upon which you build the rest of your real estate business. So if you want to do fix and flips, create a portfolio of rental properties, Airbnbs, multifamily, whatever, you have the system that gives you the predictability and the control to do so. So with that being said, here's the nitty-gritty of what it looks like. So you start with setting up your automated lead generation. This zeroes in on only the most motivated sellers and has them chasing you rather than the other way around. No cold calling or heavy lifting required, just your cell phone and a laptop. You're also able to set up and launch in just one day, and at a cost that's likely less than what you're already spending on software, tools, etc., trying to do it all by yourself. Then those automated leads are driven to a simple 10 to 15 minute qualifying conversation that filters out any tire kickers. No special tools or softwares are needed. We give you the word-for-word scripting and help you with pre-framing that seller so that they're already sold on doing business with you. Next, the seller goes through the simultaneous sales process. That could be done with you or with us, where we negotiate with both the seller and the buyer simultaneously before an offer is even made, allowing for competitive transparency and maximizing your profit on every transaction. Then you get to make an irresistible offer to a seller that is now already pre-educated, pre-framed, and pre-sold. This can also be done by you or by us. And this type of offer not only beats out the competition, but also serves the seller at a higher level, resulting in more consistent deals, bigger profits, and happier sellers. One more thing, we actually do this ourselves, all right? Like, this is the main thing we internally do in our company. And really, it's the main reason I was able to scale our company from 0 to over 7 figures in just 2 years. So not only have I helped implement this method with tons of other wholesalers, it's something I actually have done in my own business too. So by now, you know what the pre-flip method is and why it's by far the best strategy for wholesaling real estate and significantly increasing profitability and consistently closing deals, and how it's helped clients like Henry, Jared, Carl, and more. But you might be wondering, well, what specifically should you do to find the motivated sellers on autopilot? How do you know if it's actually a qualified lead or not? Once you have a qualified lead, how do you find the right buyers? How does the entire simultaneous sales process work? How exactly do you make an offer that no one can compete with? And how do you do all of this virtually from home? Well, until recently, those were questions I only helped answer to wholesalers I was actively doing deals with. But here's my big problem, and the reason I've really made this video. The problem is I want to grow the amount of deals that we're doing, because wholesaling real estate deals is where the majority of our company makes money. It's by actually doing the business. But to do the amount of deals we want to be doing would require hiring a massive team, having a huge office, and operationally, it would just create a ton of headaches. So in order for me to do more deals without having a huge office and needing to micromanage a massive team, I created what I call the Painless Flipping Apprenticeship. Now, this is not like a course or some mentorship program where you get a bunch of group calls that don't really do anything. It's more of a done-for-you service along with the coaching needed to implement the pre-flip method immediately into your business so that you can start closing deals now without having to wait and be an expert at every little thing first, including us actually doing the hardest parts for you with the aim for you to scale to doing 2 to 3 deals per month consistently on your own. So that's my devious plan, everyone. Hopefully you'll want to close the first 1 or 2 deals together on your way to scaling to 2 to 3 deals per month consistently. So here's the real nitty-gritty of how it works. Phase 1 is we have an onboarding call. So as soon as you would hop in, you would have an onboarding call. You'll go over the exclusive private community, finding all your materials and tools and getting clear instructions as to exactly where to go and what to do next. Then we take you through the market research and selection. Most wholesalers have been led to believe that they should start in their own backyard market or in a market that is less competitive, but it's actually the opposite that is true. And the market you choose is the foundation that everything else is built upon. So it doesn't matter how perfect everything is or how hard you work. If you've got the wrong market, then none of it works. We want to make sure that you're set up in the right market so that you have a starving crowd that is hungry and fighting for the deals you're bringing to them. So that when we launch our automated funnel, the leads you're getting are something that buyers desperately want and are hungry for. The reason why someone is or is not doing deals with the leads they're generating is very rarely because of how they're generating those leads. It's because of whether your market is hungry for those leads or not. Then we actually set up the automated lead funnel. So we help you with the actual targeting of the marketing. You get to kind of set up how many qualified leads you want coming in and then pick where exactly you want those leads to come in, okay? Then we go to the lead funnel pre-launch call. This is where we hop on a call with you, go over step-by-step instructions for exactly how to manage the lead, make sure all the settings are set up right so there's no mishaps when you launch, and then we actually go live with it. Then once everything is approved and leads are coming in, they need to be further qualified. And we actually do this by disqualifying the lead. So rather than trying to qualify them, which lowers your status to where you're chasing them, instead we actually want to disqualify the lead, which gives you the higher status frame and gets the lead selling themselves to you. So we give you the word-for-word scripting on exactly what to say, go over the best practices and review these with you so that you're able to process these leads effortlessly in a very natural conversation type way. Then once that lead makes it through the disqualification process, you submit that lead to us and we actually create what's called a deal roadmap. This is where we personally make and give you a custom video. That's a step-by-step roadmap breaking down all the details on that specific lead, showing you the exact next steps and how to turn that lead from just a lead and turn it into a closed deal. This includes what the ARV is, what your offer price should be, how you should structure the offer on that specific deal, how you should go about negotiating that specific deal, how to find the right buyers for that deal, how specifically you should negotiate this deal with those buyers, and the exact contracts and paperwork to use as well. And then here's the really cool thing. If you want, you can choose to partner with us on that lead and we will do all of these steps for you. And yes, I mean all of them. We will call the lead for you, negotiate the deal, get it under contract, find the buyer, negotiate with the buyer, handle all the paperwork and transaction process, close the deal, and you get paid. Again, the choice is always yours on a lead by lead basis, but ultimately this is designed so that you can start closing deals now and bring in revenue now without having to wait to be an expert at everything first. And so from there we go into the initial disposition phase. This is not about building a buyer's list or doing an email blast to 1 million people. This is about finding and engaging with the right buyers that are going to be the best fit and pay a premium for the specific deal. And if you decide that you want to partner with us on this specific lead, then we guide both the buyer and the seller through the simultaneous sales process. It can be you or it can be us doing this depending on what you want to choose for that specific lead. It starts with a 40 to 60 minute negotiation with the seller. This is not a pushy and uncomfortable lowball offer kind of conversation. Nobody likes that. This is the complete opposite and it's incredibly effective. Then from there, it moves into a structured set of micro negotiations with the two parties, ultimately revealing the seller's lowest price and the buyer's maximum offer, all the while being honest and transparent with all the parties throughout the entire process. Everyone knows and understands what is going on, resulting in a significantly easier and much more effective process and happier sellers and buyers as well. And now, you have the deal lined up, already sold and ready to close. The next step is to simply get it all in official writing on the right contracts, which we provide and can guide you through. And then you're done and you're just waiting for the deal to close. And then really at this stage, you have leads coming in, everything is working, you're closing deals, and now you have the ability and engine to get deals regardless of your time, regardless of your current skill level, and you have the predictable deal flow, so you're really ready to scale. So if this sounds even a little bit interesting and you think there's a chance this might be able to help you out at all, then at least take a moment to schedule a time with me or my team. Our company does our enrollment a little bit differently. So on that call, we create what we call your wholesaling thesis. So this is where we help you identify not just the number one constraint in your wholesaling business that if solved could lead to massive growth for you, but we also identify the future constraints that will occur once the number one constraint is solved. So really at the end, you leave with a clear 3 to 5 step game plan on how to get your first wholesale deal done and how to consistently be doing deals each month, or how to get 2 to 3 deals a month, whatever it is, depending on your current situation now. And if you want to implement that game plan with us, great. And if you want to do it yourself, that's great too. Okay, so that includes clarity on how to find the most motivated sellers, clarity on what to do next with those seller leads, and really advice on how to scale past the 2 to 3 deals per month mark if that's something you're open to, all right? Then at the end, we can dive deeper into our process and how we work, and you can see if you would like to be a part of it. So if that sounds good, book a call below. There should be a button below this video. Worst case is you leave with a game plan based on what we would do if we were you, based on all of our client experience. Working with hundreds of clients' experience and running a 7-figure business, which is invaluable in and of itself. Best case, hopefully we find a mutual fit and we can help you get to your real estate goals. So either way, there's no risk in booking a call. The only risk you do have is really doing nothing and continuing to just rely, like most wholesalers, on spending more money, spending more time, just trying to do more of what's already not working, and therefore creating an inconsistent business that leaves you burnt out and broke, and ultimately making the last few years be like the next few years, opposed to having the explosive growth that you could really have and should have. So if you're on the fence, or even if you're not really sure if you're quite qualified for this, but you're like, man, this sounds interesting, nonetheless, go ahead and book a call now, and we'll see you on the other side.